Okay, I'm doing my morning cardio. It's not hard. I mostly just do it in incline. I'm just standing out here, but I'm doing a thing in July with my wife. It's called 29029, something like that. It's the height of Mount Everest. And so basically, you climb the height of Mount Everest by climbing a shorter mountain repeatedly over 36 hours. So you have 36 hours to go 30,000 feet. It's basically 20 miles straight uphill. You can't, it's way steeper than a 15% incline on a treadmill. So there's really no way you can simulate it. But my wife will handle it, no problem. She'll finish. I should probably just go 30 hours straight and head home. But she's very good at endurance. I'm not. A little worried with my body weight that I'll be able to get it done. So I'm trying to bring that down. I'm in probably a high 260s morning weight, I would guess. No, I don't weigh myself hardly ever. But I think I would like to be under 250 or even as low as 240. Would be a lot of extra weight to carry for a marathon straight uphill. And I mean, you see the pictures, it's straight up. But it's at Jackson Hole. I think you have to climb whatever that mountain is 19 times. It's when I do the math about the vertical distance you need to go per hour, how fast. It's basically not super fast, less than 2 miles an hour, but it's straight uphill. And then you take a gondola ride down. I think it's like a 20-minute ride down, maybe. So it's almost like doing weird HIIT cardio. Probably takes an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, I don't know, to go up, 20 minutes down and then repeat. But anyways, I've also been doing arm wrestling work in the morning, as you saw in my other video. And day 2, I don't know if you can see that, arm wrestling, tore my bicep, like a goddamn idiot. Devin Larrett was doing his, or actually I saw some on a spreadsheet, because I don't know anything about the sport. I kind of want to know about the sport, and I'd like to maybe even look to find a competition to enter, but I don't want to enter a competition. It just looks stupid. I can't find. There's not much in Southwest Michigan as far as where I could find someone to pull against. It's not like I can practice with my daughters. I mean, my wife kind of hanging off the end of the table trying to help me the other day. So I wanted to make sure my strength levels at least were up to snuff. And so I found some spreadsheet where somebody had said a range of strength levels. And I think Rise started, like I said, if it was like over 40 pounds, beginner. Then there was a level for like 50 or 60. And then like 65, and then 70. And the highest level was over 90 pounds. And that was supposed to be like elite. And I thought 90 pounds, I'm still not exactly sure what the lifts are. Because I'm like, well, I could swing up a 90-pound hammer curl, no problem. But the Rise is, I guess, more your arm just stays still. You lock your back in, and you kind of stand up. So that's what I did. I had 90 pounds on my pulley, and I did it left-handed, which it appears to be my stronger bicep arm. And I go to do it with my right arm, and I pull up, get about half an inch off the ground and pop. The son of a bitch. Finally, I've been looking for something to compete in for 15 years. Finally found something that I thought might be, a cool thing to learn. And on day 2, I tear the most important muscle of the whole goddamn thing. But I've still been trying to train around it. I think it's the coracobrachialis, which is a muscle that attaches to your scapula through here. It's that weird armpit muscle. Some guys will, you'll see when they hit a bicep pose. But I mean, it doesn't hurt. So, but anyways, trying to find what movements I can do that don't involve the biceps, which are very minimal. So I did find an event, the Michigan State Arm Wrestling Championships, which I don't know if that's like where you start, because like I said before, I don't want to be that guy at a bodybuilding show who doesn't have protein on and is wearing his underpants and looks like an idiot. But that's near me. It's in Battle Creek, but it's June 1st, something like that. We're already in February, so this doesn't heal up until March or something. I don't know if that'll be enough time to train, but anyways, that's where I'm at, and I'll shut up and after this maybe show a few of the arm wrestling stuff I've been doing. To start out, I'm just doing some light, basic internal rotation stuff with whatever this thing's called. Feel a little silly talking about my mic's on. It is. Feel a little silly talking about my arm wrestling training when I'm not an expert. I have no idea what I'm doing. But hopefully some of the people who watch some of my other videos actually are experts. I mean, strength sports are closely related, so I apologize for any stupid things I say or do ahead of time, and look forward to any comments that can help me improve for future videos. But I'm just in my morning cardio. I'll probably do 2 or 3 times today some type of arm wrestling work or wrist work. It's a little heavier actually than I wanted it to be, but I already tore one bicep. Might as well go all in on it. And really, I realized from doing all my other work, training the rise, training pronation stuff, that when I come over here and do any kind of work with that, my internal rotation, the muscles in my shoulders, the teres major, teres minor, would be ruined. I realized they were just an absolutely glaring weak point. I'm going to lower the weight a little bit from my torn bicep. I got my bicep wrapped up. I don't believe in injuries. So I figure, if I don't believe in them, they can't exist. No, I'll try to be smart. If there's any pain or anything, I'll quit. But like I said, it's the coracobrachialis, which I don't know how I tore in a rise lift, but that's what happened. And I know I'm getting like myself out of position here. This is just straight internal rotation. I would imagine with a push type motion, you want to keep your shoulder and wrist in alignment. Maybe that's wrong, but biomechanically it seems like that's what it would need to be. So I'm getting out of that position on purpose, just because I realized my internal rotation was so weak. I was almost definitely gonna tear something if I didn't put any work into it and did a meet. Maybe film one more. This might be boring, or I'm sure it's boring, but Shoulders are pumped though. My rotators are pumped. Something's pumped. It's hard to find training videos too, you know, and of course the YouTube search algorithm, you say one word involved in a sport or something and YouTube just assumes that's the only thing you ever want to see ever again. So I can't get out of the Devin Larratt section of arm wrestling YouTube. I love Devin Larratt, but I feel like he's a different kind of arm wrestler than I would be. All the positions, you know, the rise, the way he's outside a lot. It just seems like I couldn't arm wrestle that way. So, but I don't know really who else to look for. You know, most things, all that, you know, what they have is like a tribute video, or there's very few like training ones. There's some Russian ones, I guess, but it just seems like it's a very limited number of movements being used. In an incredibly high frequency. That's the crazy part. Up to 5 workouts a day and stuff. It's very like confusing as a bodybuilder, especially in the bro split world where you just destroy a muscle once and give it a full week to recover. Where Devin Larratt's maxing out 5 times a day. But like I said, a lot of the movements are just very, very small movements, almost just like static holds, as far as I've seen. Again, I wish there was Weider Encyclopedia or the Arnold Encyclopedia of Training so I could see what all the possible movements are. Okay, still warming up, I guess, doing pronation stuff. It sounds like a lot of arm wrestlers don't really bother to warm up. That's fine with me, but I've already torn a bicep, so figure maybe I should not be one of those guys, at least right now. No, I don't even know if this is a thing, but I'm pronating and I'm doing some internal rotation. The weight's light, just warming up. I'm guessing at some point it's going to be, you know, you compete like you train or you practice, and I should be more careful about what my form is like on this. But I'm like day 4, so I'm sure I'll do a lot of things wrong. And I'm stubborn about that kind of stuff. I'll want to try everything and before I'm convinced it's wrong. Yeah, see, goddamn, my shoulders burn from that internal rotation. I don't know, I played an entire life. I feel like in sports you do some internal rotation, but I sure don't feel like I have any strength and endurance there at all. So, I mean, they burn. I'm gonna probably butcher this. I'm gonna do the same thing, warm up kind of thing, but from a rise position. If I can get it there, I might just do straight rise like this. No, not like that. Very likely doing this incorrectly, but I'm trying to get it across my knuckles. And I have no idea, I mean, that's an outside, I don't know where. I feel like you have to do this movement toward yourself, but yeah, there's no way that's figuring it out as we go. Yeah, it's almost pointlessly light. I'll just do a couple. Haven't really done any rise position stuff with this arm. Or yesterday I didn't. Yeah, it's probably not going to go any heavier than that with that bicep. That's very interesting. I feel it in that torn bicep. Most of the movements I don't feel at all. What is it about the rise that makes the coracobrachialis play a lot? I thought that muscle was almost like a pec minor in its action. Interesting. Okay, I've gone quite a bit heavier here now. Probably only do this left-handed. Just do maybe triples, something like that. God, you could tell I don't know what I'm doing. Put something on the... I'm gonna hurt my fucking bicep again. Holding on to that peg, you idiot. Alright, I won't go heavier than that. It's definitely not heavy, but I can't try not to pull it all with this arm, and probably should be practicing something else, other inside moves, given that, but I don't know what I'm doing. Here, you can feel when you get out of position. Do 100 reps, but get out of position to tear something. Okay, a lot to learn. A lot to learn. My internal rotation muscles are pretty fried, so this will probably be the last thing I do. Kind of wondering if I even should. It's like multiple times per day trainings and insane. I'll do at least pronated motion. It's hard not being able to do with my right arm. What would you do? No. Rock back. Curious to learn about the techniques. It seems interesting. Okay, I'm going to do some, I think some short motion pronation work. I'm going to do those rise lifts, the one I tore my bicep on later. These, man, I'm almost embarrassed putting these on video. I don't know if these are even movements, but they seem like they would be. Basically just wrist curls, but pronation. Yeah, maybe go heavier on these since I don't have to, I can rest my forearm here so my biceps kind of safeguarded. So I think this would be maybe, I think this actually, I pulled it out with a grip pull, with like a fish scale lever, and what it thought was 90 pounds on here. I mean, you pull back, so you're kind of pulling beyond the 90-pound pressure, but it said it was like 95.8. So I think it's pretty much the weight on the bar here is what I'm lifting. This would be 50. Feel it a little bit. It's harder. See if I can get in a position where I don't do something stupid with my bicep on this one. Yeah, that's harder when you don't use your biceps at all. Probably just do less now. Yeah, hope that damn arm doesn't get all weak. Finally get excited about trying to compete in something for first time in forever. And day 2, tearing my muscle. Yeah, but it's mid-February, like the 11th. Yeah, last night was the Super Bowl, so I'm tired because I was up way too late. And I had to get the kids off to school, but mid-February, that heals in a month. That's mid-March. Then I have 6 weeks, I guess, to train if I were to do the Michigan, which I would like to do. I just don't want to be embarrassed. Found a Facebook group for Southwest Michigan arm wrestling, but you know, it was like one post in 2023, another one from 2022, and then one from 2015. So can't really find it anywhere. There's a place that meets regularly to get table work in, I think in Clarkson, Michigan. That's 3 hours for me. I just couldn't, I mean, this would have to be my career for that to be something that, you know, I got other businesses and other things I have to do, family. But man, I'd like to find something nearby. At least get, I hate to have my first official table experience be in a competition, but I don't know what else I'm gonna do. Man, that's hard. So that's in the 70s somewhere. Maybe I'll do a hold with this one. I'm not gonna try to be, well, I am gonna be stupid, but try to be, am I grabbing this wrong? There we go. My official arm wrestling training strap from Amazon. I did order a judo belt. After every single video online I found, she said that that's basically the best thing you can do. So I'll have my official arm wrestling training strap and my judo belt soon. Fun. Let's do, while I'm here, some wrist curls. I don't have any training strategy whatsoever. Should probably get one sorted out. But still in week one, still in that phase where it's interesting and I want to try everything every time. But I would imagine, geez, I don't know if you'd go through heavy days or heavy sessions. Would you do like a high rep session in the morning, a technique session in the afternoon, and then a heavy session in the evening? Or are guys doing, today I'm doing heavy session all three? It's just crazy to me seeing how much that guys do training that many times a day. But they all seem to do it. At least, as far as I can tell. That's always interesting to me, just how, training, bodybuilding, you're training for how you look, which is really completely different. Really, how you look is from how you eat, and training is really performance. But training's, like the hypertrophy focused training is really so uniquely different than, like Olympic lifters might have 3 or 4 sessions a day of all kinds of varying intensity and workload. Well, we'll do biceps all day and then not do any bicep works for a whole another week. And then compared to powerlifting training, and I know like the grip guys do higher frequency. Last I looked into the grip stuff, like I said, it was 15 years ago. I wanted to close the number 3, Captain of Crush, and I think back then guys were doing 3 days a week work. I can't remember what it was. Really basic, the stuff I saw. Like warm up, a couple singles or whatever, and I'm sure that's become more advanced now too, but I wonder if they're doing 3-4 times a day training. I have no idea if I can wrist curl this, but no, that's easy. Should probably be using that one weird grip, but I like this. Come on, biceps, don't fail me. I should probably get moving. I got a lot of work to do today. Can't be spending this long doing forearm training. Oh, that fucking hurts. Holy shit. Oh, if I got inside the pulley. Okay. Hoochie Daddy shorts. Gonna do some quick pronation kind of static holds or lifts. I don't think I'm gonna do rise. That's what tore that bicep, and just gonna give it a day mentally. So I think the way that you do this, and then I saw Devin there. It looks like he drops his arm here like this, and he stands up. So this is 50. Do you pronate your arm while you do it, or just hold it pronated? Either way, it's hard. Turns out. We'll see on this one. Let's put this millisecond by millisecond. Nope, not gonna try it. Not worth it. Do a couple more days. I'll do just do something. Wait, that's a rise. Dumbass. I just tore that bicep doing a rise. I may fucking do it again. Okay. And 75. See how that feels? I'm kind of tired. A lot of work in 15 minutes, 20 minutes. I don't know how long this has been. Kind of hurts right here. This might be. I don't want to be the dumbass that keeps getting himself injured, but I don't know how the fuck you guys train 3 times a day without getting injured. What kind of sorcery is that? I like the fat bodybuilder, powerlifter train 3 times a week. See how it does anything. Probably makes it worse. Alright. 75 pounds. Fucking better. And I think you go, how many times do I have to turn that thing? Jeez. Okay. I think he goes. Oh, no, that's not going to work. Yeah, I'm just going to call it before I rip something else. Okay, but I'm trying to show this. The image is not mirrored, so all my movements have to be reversed, which is a little confusing. But I'm excited to announce the release of the Troponin Nutrition app. You see here, it's on the App Store. Went through approval. I'm slowly moving clients over to it. So you could download the app. Anyone can. The problem is that right now you won't have a password to log in. You'll get yours when you purchase a plan or when we move your account over if you're a current client. Let me hide my password here. Okay, so here's how the app will look. You'll log in, you'll see your nutrition plans. Mine's going to look different because mine's going to show everyone's plans, but there's some of the cool things are the vault here, where now all my content will be stored. All the Troponin clips on YouTube, the Troponin episodes, bodybuilding business, financial content, training videos, all training videos, day in the life videos. You'll find food macros, which will also be integrated into your diet plans. And there'll be certain things only you can see, only I can see. You'll get your questionnaire when you sign up. You'll have your check-in log that you fill out. You have your check-in day for the week. You'll have your supplement plan, your workout program. It's going to be much more organized. I think I'll be able to move through things much smoother and more quickly. It's just getting the transition's hard because it's very different than using email. But the nice thing is then everything is going to be in one spot always on the native app. You can always log into the app. There's the desktop version also, but you don't have to worry about texting me or emailing me or wondering if you should WhatsApp me or message me on Instagram. All your information is here and it'll always remain in your client file so you can review back on past check-ins, past diet plans, all the things that I've had available to me by keeping everything in your client files in the drive for years. Now some people might save all their things. I think most people don't think to, but all of that will be available, and then all future articles I write, videos I do, educational content I do will end up in here in the vault that you'll have access to. So I'm really excited about it. Okay, it's about 4:45. Meeting meal 3, or about to. Still doing my emails. Of course, it's Monday. That's the day I do school pickups and drop off one of the kids. Or no, drop off Cora and pick up Emmy and Cora. And so Mondays are just always behind, and they're one of the busier check-in days. But you get used to it. You know, you have a slower weekend, and you just know Monday's going to be, I don't know, a long day. Usually close to midnight. But I mean, I don't know. I'm not going to complain. I'm at home. I do what I'm interested in, what I'm passionate about, what I love. Some days are just busy. Mondays are busy, but it is what it is. It's the best job I ever had. But anyways, meal number 3. Got up about 7. I'm way behind on meals. First 2 meals today were both 96.4 ground beef and rice. They were mixed together to make 4 meals of about, where each one evenly divided was about 50 grams of protein, 50 grams of carbs. I didn't really weigh anything out, but it divided out into 4 meals. So roughly, that's what they were. And I had 2 of those for my first 2 meals today. This is one of those bowls of rice, pre-made, which is, I think, we've 70 or 71 now. They've changed several times. It's the same brand. They used to be 80. I think now they're 71. There's that in there, and there's 4 ounces of chicken because I added a couple of the little, I don't know what you call them, little bacon wrapped sausage wiener things from the Super Bowl party last night. I added 2 of those in, and I figured that would more than enough make up for the 2 ounces of chicken, less calorie wise. So back to emails. Okay, it's 5:30 now, so I've done about 45 minutes of emails since I started eating meal number 3. Just kind of ate it slowly while I was answering emails, but I don't usually wait too long after I eat. I'm one of those people, I could eat a whole large pizza and start squats while I was chewing the last piece. I don't need to wait between. And actually, I don't like training on an empty stomach. If I wait more than about an hour, I can notice it, and I feel uncomfortable, and I get like acid reflux. I blew up my esophageal sphincter from all the Valsalva maneuvers over the years. You didn't blow it out, but every powerlifter or old time heavy lifter knows what I'm talking about. How that all that Valsalva pressure over the years, I think you just start getting more prone to acid reflux. And when my stomach's empty and I'm lifting heavy and doing the Valsalva maneuver, I get it. So I eat pretty close, and then usually I'll have an intro workout also. But I'm under 20 emails. If you guys watched my day in the life in the past, that's kind of my magic number where I can move on to the next thing for a little bit. Mondays are really the only day where it pops up because, I ask people not to check it on the weekends, but things happen. And then, of course, people compete on the weekends. So it's not that I'm not working on the weekends, it's that I am quite busy. I'm just working with my clients that are competing usually. This short period of the year, January and February, are kind of they're like summer vacation for coaches. Because you have, starting in March, you have the spring contest season where everyone does all their qualifying shows. And those are all the people who are going to qualify for the national shows through the summer. And then basically immediately after that, starting in August, you have, right as the national shows are ending, you have the next round of state level shows or qualifying shows for people qualifying for the end of the year, the nationals and stuff, the late fall pro qualifiers. And it used to be more kind of set in stone like that. But now with like the Arnold Amateur and the Olympia Amateur and these other opportunities to turn pro, and the fact that shows have changed a lot, and then pro shows are all at different times, but the pro shows are kind of spread evenly through the year. But even the pros, after the Olympia, there's like a 3-month break, where there's really not much of anything. So this is kind of summer vacation for coaches. So my weekends are pretty light, but because of that, you know how it is when weekends are busy. It's like in prep. When you're busy, you stay busy. When they're light, you stay light. So I always come into Monday a little bit behind because things do pop up on the weekend, and I don't keep up with them as much as I probably could. So, but I'm not at 18 emails, so we'll go get shoulder workout in, maybe do some more arm wrestling work. I got some new grip guy here, came in the mail, I might play with. And then I'll come back after that for at night. I don't really have any graphics to do, but I am pretty far behind on emails. I'm guessing I'll be somewhere around 25 emails by then. So I'll hoping to be done. Oh geez, I shouldn't say. It'll be a late night, but it's Monday. That's what Mondays are. You get used to it, and I'm at home. And if you saw my daughter come in here, I get to talk to my kids and play with my kids and see with my kids every day while I'm at work. So there's far worse things to do. I don't know if anyone will be interested in any of this, but here's some of my stuff. That's my undergraduate degree at Alma College, exercise science, and then here's my physics degree from Western Michigan. This is from back when I was with Optimum. I was the cover of their magazine. I had a series of ads with Optimum also. You can see back when I was younger and much better looking. And then, I play football because I talk about it all the time, but small college. There's some Division III All-American. It was All-American 1999 and 2000. And then I might have the magazine somewhere. Street and Smith had me as the 2000 preseason player of the year. I played defensive end, outside, kind of outside linebacker, rush end, speed rush end. But every once in a while, they put me in on short yardage to rush the ball. And so you can see those are some another one somewhere, back over there, game-winning touchdowns. Those were all, I guess, tight games, 4th and 1, going for it at the goal line, and got to score, and they gave me game ball, which is pretty cool. There's just some more recognitions. This was National All-Stars Bowl, all divisions. What else we got? Not much else I thought. Had some, there's some most valuable player, Dan Nicholson Award, which is an award for best defensive player, is a captain's award. And then I'll be inducted into the Alma College Alma College Sports Hall of Fame, or Athletics Hall of Fame in 2024. So next fall, that'll be kind of cool. I'll get inducted into the Hall of Fame there at Alma College. Okay, back here, second session of the day. I did cardio and some arm wrestling stuff this morning. Meant to do a little more grip work middle of the day, but today's Monday. Mondays are just my crazy day with school pickups and stuff, and so it just didn't work out. So I'm going to do some shoulders, and then maybe a little more grip or arm work. I don't know, arm wrestling work. I feel like it's like the third shoulder workout in a row I filmed for some reason. It's like the boringest workout, so I apologize for that. But I'm trying to do more of these day in the life, and it's really just when I think or when it's possible or when I'm caught up enough to do it. So happens to be on shoulder day, it seems like. So I'm starting out really light, and I'm actually going to use a really fat handle. Again, at least for a short period of time until I give it a try and maybe do a meet. I say maybe, I want to do one. Arm wrestling, I think, is kind of maybe my main focus. I'm not going to compete in bodybuilding. I'm not going to compete in powerlifting anymore. The numbers powerlifters are putting up are just outrageous. I got out of that sport at the right time. The numbers, I mean, I was, I totaled elite every competition I did. I get laughed out of local meets these days with the numbers that people are putting up. It's outrageous. So even though my love is still powerlifting and bodybuilding, I would like to make one more competitive run at something before I call it a life, I guess. I don't know, maybe when I'm older I'll get into golf or something, or pool, but one last strength run, I guess. I'll be 45 in a few months, and I think I got one more good one in me, so I'm gonna be doing the lateral raises with the thick handle. So it's all, I mean, I'm hitting some shoulders, but I'm not optimally hitting shoulders. I'm hitting shoulders while also training my grip. So probably doing neither of them optimally, I guess, but somehow that's the right approach, I think. And actually, this grip will be hard, but I like how this is feeling on my shoulder. Very interesting. I'll try this. Man, I transitioned a little quick with that torn bicep. Oh, I hope I don't re-injure it or make it worse. I'm really bad about that. Torn muscles are weird because, I mean, they hurt right away, but especially when it's a small muscle like I tore, it's like one of those things you forget that happened until that muscle has to do even 1 pound of work, and then you're immediately reminded of what happened, and you probably injured the area worse. I got some BPC 157. Should have bought a couple bottles because I'm already almost through the bottle. But I don't know, honestly, other than the bruising, it's feeling. I mean, I don't think I'd be. Yeah, I mean, the contraction still hurts. I don't know if you can see that, but I don't know. Still, hopefully optimistic, or in denial. And most of the time, they're the same thing. So. That actually is an interesting feel on the shoulders. I like that a lot. I mean, I have to think how that's going to work because there's no way I'm going to be able to use the amount of weight I normally would use, but something about that wider hand grip really feels like it's giving me probably a fake sense of better contraction. We'll see if I can hold on to this. I think this is a 2-inch handle. It's pretty fat. I got fat hands. That's kind of my problem. I've never trained forearms until 4 days ago. It was my first one ever. I remember Lee Priest talking about it. I think he's got kind of short fingers. Like my fingers are short, my hands are really wide, and then it really like fat. And so my forearms get so pumped from doing lateral raises or bicep curls or really anything I have to hold on to. I don't know where I was going with that. But they're definitely getting pumped doing this already. Yeah, grip's going to be the fail point. That sucks. I guess it's a way to track progress. Yeah, that sucks because grip's going to be the failure point there in that shoulders, but it is what it is. This is actually already a little too heavy for this bicep. Gotta be careful on the tension at the bottom. Might not be the smartest idea. Yeah. God damn it. Fucking don't tear muscle if you can avoid it. I recommend. Fucking don't lose everything. I've torn man, I always have been injury free. I've never missed a workout because of an injury. I feel maybe I'm wrong and stupid, and I'm sure that the PTs, if any PTs or training experts are listening, that tell me how stupid I am. But I've never missed a workout because of a torn muscle. Probably almost out of stubbornness. You know, like when I tore my chest, I just trained around it. I could still do lateral raises and rear delts. I could do a lot of arm movements as long as, you know, I was locked into place. I tore my quad, tore this one in 2014, right within the same month as my pec. And this one I had two minor tears, I don't know, 2019 and 2020. They were like back-to-back years. And it just would work around it. You know, quads are difficult to work around because all you can do is hamstring and calf work, but you can still do leg work and you can do upper body. And same thing with this bicep. It's, you know, like, I think you get a little injury and you say, oh, well, I can't train. I mean, and again, I'm probably wrong and stupid, but even bicep work I was doing really light, but shortly after that. Again, very likely wrong and stupid, but I don't like the idea of, you know, someone told me they tweak something and they're out of the gym for 2 weeks. And that's fine. It's not, I don't really have a strong thought on it. For me anyways, whenever I've had an injury, I've just always tried to work around it. I figure if I can bring blood flow into the area without causing pain, I'm bringing healing nutrients without the inflammation that's going to block those healing nutrients. Obviously, if I do something that causes pain, there's going to be inflammation and it's going to block the nutrients. So that's bad. But typically, when I have a joint or something that's hurting or something that's injured, I try to train it as hard as possible under the caveat that there's zero pain. Now that's a misleading thing because as hard as possible might be literally doing nothing more than curls with no weight. But I'm bringing blood to the area. There's no pain. There's not going to be much inflammation. Nutrients are getting to the area. So, but I do try to train as hard as I can, provided I can find movements that there's zero pain. I really like this handle. Oh, I know. As far as my shoulders, actually I forgot I used to use ankle straps around my wrist to take the grip out of it. That's actually, if you really want to target your shoulders, probably the best way. But this wide grip kind of locks your hand in place like that. When you have a dumbbell, I always see people, they'll start out like this, or they'll turn their elbow up, or they'll start getting heavy and their elbow starts dropping like that. I know I do that, and that, you know, that shortens the lever arm. Instead of the weight being out here, it's now an inch closer to your body, so you are stronger, but it is a way of cheating yourself. Okay, we're going to see how this goes. Not to be the look at me girl, but that's kind of going to be the gauge of what I'm doing today. So I'll go as heavy as I can, but if I can't go heavy, I can't. Hopefully I was probably too close to the camera there and you didn't see my head and I'll have to edit all that out, but yeah, fuck it, we'll do it live. Oh. Honestly, the pain there it was more in my shoulders from all that internal rotation stuff this morning. Man, I can't believe how untrained I am in internal rotation. I mean, just from those higher rep, really light things this morning, I can already feel that I'm going to be sore. So, a lot of work to do. It's kind of exciting though. It's been a long time since anything was new for me in the gym. I mean, I got my first weight set 1987, 88. It was at our old house when I was a kid, and we moved in 89, and I had that at least a year. Yeah, so, I mean, and I got my first squat rack. My dad had my dad was a pipe fitter. He had one of the fab guys fab me up a squat rack, which was pretty badass. That, and then it was around Christmas time, and I got a lat pull down when I was 10. This is like, for whatever reason, I fell in love with weight training really young, and it's the one thing I stuck to. It's kind of a joke in the family that, like, you know, I'm a 5-year guy. I do, you know, like, I was obsessed with football for like 5 years, bodybuilding for 5 years, powerlifting for 5 years. I did physics for about 5 years. It's like I get really into things, and then after about 5 years, I fall out, I guess. But yeah, geez, baseball. And what other sports was I? There, you know, it was always something that I was really hyper into. Drawing for a while, guitar, piano, woodworking. That was less than 5 years though. But the one thing that's always been there has been weight training. And anyone who fell in love with weight training or got bit by the iron bug, as they say, I think knows what I'm talking about. That smell of a gym. I remember we didn't go on many vacations or stay in many hotels when I was a kid, but the few times we did, I always remember the thing I was most excited for was if they had a fitness center. And I can remember going down there and just, you know, like smelling the way a gym smells, like that iron and rubber. Really weird. But it's that one thing. Maybe it's the consistency, you know. 100 pounds is always 100 pounds. And then you can't, I mean, people take drugs, a lot of drugs, for a lot of reasons, but most of those reasons get hit. You know, that same dopamine rush from the gym. Obviously, not quite as good as a nice solid bump of cocaine, but you know, you do feel better after you train, and yeah. So it's the one thing that stuck with me, and I think always will probably. There are periods where I'm less interested, and it's almost always when I'm not training for something, which my buddy Brad described it as, you know, that's the thing is there's a difference between training and working out. Training's awesome, working out sucks. Oh, got myself all jacked up now, crooked. Let's see, maybe we can tear a shoulder now too. You know, that felt way too easy. Now this is where you have that talk with yourself, whether or not to jump to 225. You know you can do it, but then when you do it and make your injury worse, you regret it. It's gonna be a game time decision. It felt pretty light. Didn't really hurt. I could start to feel when it got closer to failure and I had to stabilize a little bit. It was one of those reps where that torn muscle had to do something. So yeah, I'm gonna stay here then. We're wearing an Aura ring, or trying to. These stupid things, I shouldn't say that. They never make anything for fat-handed people. They make shoes up to like size 22. Everyone makes, you know, big guy hats. Everyone's advertising, or maybe on my Instagram I get advertised because I'm sure it's targeted marketing. But like the biggest the Aura ring goes is to a size 13. And you're supposed to wear it on like a middle finger. I mean, you can't even, a middle finger or index finger. A 13, the best I can do is my pinky. But even then it's wedging on there, and I don't know if you can see the blood, but it gets so raw and chafed. Yeah, so Aura, or Whoop. When are you going to come out with the fat wrist and fat finger line? They got fat guy hats. They got those Duluth underwear for fat dudes. Every body part's got a target marketing product except for fat fingers. Yeah, I'm gonna stay here. So apologize to anyone hoping to see a impressive lift, but I'm gonna try to keep my injuries to just what I currently have today. That was even easier. Really tempted. So I was supposed to get 225 for 10. Last workout, I think I only got 9. And I was pretty pissed about it. I think I could have 10 in me today, but damn it. Of course, the weight, I mean, I'm a progressive overload guy, so I'm always talking about the weight, but you really have to think what you're doing. I'm trying to work my shoulders. This is a movement that works my shoulders, but just because the fact that the bar goes from here to here, and with a heavier weight, doesn't guarantee that my shoulders got stronger. You know, I might find better form, might like arch my back more, drive my legs, you know, rest longer between sets. That's one of the important things with progressive overload. Is to remember you're trying to make the muscle stronger, not just move more weight through space. And that's what powerlifting is. You know, moving weight from point A to point B and back to point 8 usually under a set of guidelines. And that's it. So and for powerlifting, It's the exact opposite of bodybuilding. You want to use your muscles as little as possible. You want to be as biomechanically advantageous as humanly possible. Well, for bodybuilding, it's the opposite. You want the biomechanical advantage to be doing as little of the work as possible. I think that's the biggest thing people miss with progressive overload, DC training, high intensity training. I think the big problem with that is the people who usually get into that are newer trainers, because it's a cool, easy way to track progress, and it seems like the fastest path to get strong, which it probably is. But I think it's unfortunately held back large numbers of young men in their training and their hypertrophy by not realizing what they're trying to progressively overload. They're trying to make the muscle stronger, not just move more weight through space. Obviously, if the muscle is stronger, it will move more weight through space, but you can always find ways to move weight through space without making the muscle stronger, just by better biomechanics. And I imagine that's a big part of arm wrestling also. Viewers are like, just shut the fuck up about arm wrestling. I'm not gonna stop. It's my life. For the past 72 hours. Okay, that was some workload. Did it harm the bicep more? Call it a win. I'm doing rear delts now, also with the fat handle. Break that fucker. hardest thing about training at home is obviously the lack of equipment. I really like pec deck, reverse pec deck for rear delts. I'm not flexible enough to really get much out of bent over. Dumbbell laterals, these really burn my rear delts. But they just take one arm at a time, just takes forever. I don't like to be in here for forever. I mean, I can do both arms at the same time, cut my workout in half. And then this is pretty high for doing face pulls. Bought a pulley attachment here that I was just installing that I bent the goddamn attachment already, so not in a good mood. But that might, I mean, I'm gonna have to dangle weights, but it might allow me to at least do some things. We'll see. I'll play with it, see what I can do with it. Of course, I just realized I forgot to buy the cable, just the pulley. That's stupid. Emails have shit where your brain should be. We could steal that. Huh. You know what? I think I might have just thought of something. A little hack. So it turns out I didn't have play pressed for my clean and presses. I do dumbbell clean and presses sometimes because my left shoulder has really bad external rotation. I have nerve damage. And then also there's a point somewhere between this transition where whatever muscle needs to work doesn't exist. I think I injured it like 2010-ish or something. And I mean, I talk a lot about injuries. I don't feel like I'm injured. I feel pretty healthy, but you know, I've been doing this 30 years, so things pile up. So it's not that I'm injured, it's just I've been doing this a long time. I guess, I don't know. But you'll see probably, because I'm doing an extra set since the thing I did didn't get filmed. Even very light weights, that left shoulder, when it hits that one spot, will just give out. There. So I really couldn't find anything else that I could do with this stupid bicep. Dumbbell lateral raises were too much weight downward. So I'm just finishing off with cable front raises, facing the cable so the cable stays in front of me the whole time. It kind of makes it more rear delt actually than front delt. And I'm going to try to do it with the fat handles. And these seem to hold up with this arm when I try to rep, but we'll see. There we go. Okay, come on. Hold up. Okay, that's it for the world's worst shoulder workout. Okay, I didn't really record any of this. I didn't have a plan, so I'm just kind of playing around with a few things for dinner. Just some more internal rotation stuff. Yeah, it feels hard to stay locked into the pad. Probably won't show this because when I pull down, it's like I want to slide my elbow back. Yeah, I need to just get some time on the table. I bought a new grip thing because I can't stop buying stuff. I don't know how to tell the strength yet. So I have a Captain's the Crush 1 and 2 here that I'll do some rep work with and then try to get an idea of where this would be so I could take it up a little higher than the 2 hopefully eventually. So this is a 1. I probably can't see it. Let's do sets of 10. An aura ring off. My left hand's definitely weaker here. And also, my calluses get in the way. So here's the 2. Probably can't see. Usually do sets of 3 with this. What I could close a number 3 years ago, I could do sets of 10 here without much problem. This will do sets of 5. This one will be hard for 5 though. My left hand's pretty weak as far as grip. Really weak. Really weak. Let's see where this is then. Okay. I'm gonna. The fuck this thing work? Oh, I gotcha. I don't gotcha. I can make this harder. It's about 1.5. Work this thing. Oh, you don't squeeze it. Oh, there we go. Okay. That's almost a 2. Yeah. That's probably 1.5. Right hand strong. I masturbate with that hand usually. Okay. It should be about at a 2 now. We'll do like a set of 5. Was tough left-handed, right-handed. I mean, I can bang out 10 with a 2 with the right hand, but I'd try to maybe get this to about 2.5, do a couple of sets of 3, and then hopefully I need a way to mark the setting. This is supposed to go to, I think, 260 pounds, which, geez, I can't remember. What was, I mean, most of those grip testers, dynamometers, air out at 200. So I would have to think a number 2 is probably 195. Wait, no, 150? God, why don't I know those numbers? Anyways, I'll set, this doesn't have a way of tracking, but I'll try to set this as like a 2.5 and then have a cycle 1, 2, 2.5. If anyone's still watching, I wouldn't be. But, oh, damn it. There we go. I can't figure this fucking thing out. Oh shit, there we go. Oh fuck, there we go. Okay. This is interesting. It's not V-shaped, so it's actually it's like a perfect squeeze. Right hand's always easy. Do two more turns to tighten it. Oh, there we go. Oh, okay, that's more than two. So right-handed. Alright, made it a little bit harder. That's tough with that hand. Ah, fucking bicep. Just hurt that again. Okay. Another quarter turn tighter. Don't tear the bicep. This hand's not hard. Okay, that's it. Okay, that was another day in the life. I don't know if that was a very good one. Don't feel like a very, very good day to me. Late on meals, kind of a shitty workout. But I'm doing decent with emails. I got a head of nutrition role at MyFitnessPal offer from LinkedIn. But I'm decently caught up on emails, especially for a Monday. It's almost 9 o'clock, which I try to set my cutoff usually if I can. On Mondays at least, usually earlier on other days. I need to show a regular day. It looks like I'm like some kind of crazy workaholic. It's really just Mondays with the kids. I shouldn't say that. I work a lot, but it's bodybuilding. I enjoy doing this. It's like, I mean, it's like when people are like, you work out 6 days a week? It's like, yeah, I wish I could work out 9 days a week. But that's it, and I'll at some point get this edited and put up, and I can read all the comments about how I need to shut the F up about arm wrestling, because it's getting annoying. Okay, this is my favorite thing to do at night, play a little pool. I'll just show maybe a little bit, maybe do a time lapse, because I like to play. I usually start out just basically playing 8-ball, but without the break. Much prefer 9-ball, but until I get warmed up, I usually just do this. I just kind of call it scatter ball. And played that wrong. Should have hit the 9 first. Should have hit the 9 first. Pulled it back. Okay, I got the 13. Like I drew it back to the 11. Now I'm gonna have to be lucky. Come on, catch it. Oh, I got lucky. Well, how about that? Now I can draw this back, 11, draw back to the 8, and we should run the table. Oh, and that was fucking terrible. That's the difference between people who know how to play. Damn it. Now we'll go for solids. Nothing open there either. Always too far. No, didn't run the table.